the lowdown on the quarterback reps and who's going to be starting on Saturday?
Well, we'll finalize that tonight. I asked Shadi and Bevan, but they'll both play. A lot of it's who's going to be behind. We just want to make sure we have protect both those quarterbacks, but both will play.
Will Trevor play with the first team offensive line?
Once again, tonight's going to be the final meeting on that.
One more follow-up. If Trevor were to go to you, if in other words, you tell him here's the plan, and he were to say to you, Coach, would be all right if I go one more series, or would you listen to him lobbying for more playing time?
I'm going to really rely on Bev and Shadi. This whole preseason, it's fairly new to me. Not fairly, really new. In college, there's no preseason. You're winner loser right away. So I'm going to listen as much as I can. They both have a lot of experience with young quarterbacks. They have, and that's why I hired them. And they've been not good. They've been great, helping me navigate those questions.
What has impressed you about Minshew? Like what things has he done?
I'll tell you, I've learned to. I didn't know Minshew. I knew his coach very well, Mike Leach, and to say we didn't. I don't say we got off to a bad start, but I just didn't see very much of him. But he's earned my respect. I love that guy. He's a warrior competitor. He's a fighter. I told him that. I just got great respect for Minshew. He brings it every day now, every day.
As you said, you're used to having the win right away. That's not what always the preseason is about. So what does a successful Saturday look like for you?
I just met with all the units on the team, and I think, to be fair, what's the expectation? And the expectation is I want a clean game. We spent an inordinate amount of time on fundamentals of the game, and I expect a winner mentality that every play, the reality is that there's people across from you trying to take your job. You're trying to, some of these guys are in survival mode, and I respect that. And so how do we, we're going to back off a lot of the 2s and 3s. They're going to play a majority of the game, 40-plus plays, to get their legs back, because a lot of guys are blown out right now. So a clean game, taking care of the football, hustling on and off the field, and then competitors. Every play is going to be graded, and you either win the rep or you lose the rep. And I'm hoping you see a real competitive group Saturday.
So what's the plan for the? It sounds like the 2s and 3s are going to play a lot. The ones will go a series.
We don't have that finalized yet. Once again, I'm learning and listening. I think when you say ones, you have a guy like Linder that's an 8-9 year vet that maybe come out a little earlier than a guy that's a starter that needs more reps. So it's more, instead of say first team, it's more on an individual basis. But those are we'll have that final meeting after practice today.
Is there really a chance that you guys won't start Trevor Lawrence against Houston in a month?
Is there really a chance?
Yeah.
I think we'll answer that as it gets closer.
But it's still very much an open competition to see who gets that honor.
Yes.
C.J. Henderson, I assume this will be his 3rd straight practice. How's he responding to everything?
He's doing good. CJ's, he had that COVID that set him back. He had the shoulder that set him back. He had something else. I want to say it was a groin or hip flexor or something last year. And he's been fighting. His father's been great. Mom's been great. Good people. But he's had 2 really good days. So I'm counting on a 3rd great day.
How satisfied have you been with the play at your tackle position? You came into this year wanting to place an emphasis on that position specifically.
Yeah, they didn't play great last year. They played okay. We expect those two, Jawan and Cam, to play better than they did. And all indications are, once again, to be determined, but they've been fantastic in practice. I mean, they're very serious about their trade, very hard-working guys, great guys. So I'm anticipating they'll be better than they were a year ago.
Back to CJ real quick. There are rumors out there that he's contemplating retirement, stuff like that. You look at his body language, sometimes he doesn't look like he wants to be there. Are you having to battle some of that stuff with him? Or are you having to work through that
I haven't heard
stuff?
that. I have not heard that. No, I don't see that as an option. I see a guy that's fighting through stuff right now, and the stuff is a lot, and it's he had to go, get ready for training camp. Boom, COVID. Last year, obviously, rookie year started off strong and then fought with injuries. So there's a lot to this.
Injury update: Andrew Norwell, Rudy Ford, Phillip Dorsett. What's the expectation?
Let's see. Andrew Norwell will not play. He's got a elbow that's going to be fined, probably 1 more week. The other one, Rudy Ford, has a lower body, just a muscle issue. There's a chance he'll play Saturday, and Dorsett, he's got a slight tight hamstring, not a pull. Chance he'll play Saturday. So they're all minor things ready to go.
So you would expect
DJ also won't play because of the
you would expect
surgery.
Almost everyone on the roster then to see at least a couple reps on Saturday, or
Yeah. Other than the names we just said.
How are you handling the heat and the camp and like I don't think at Florida we got to see you go through a practice like we're getting now, and how involved you are and how maybe even exhausted at the end of 2 hours you are. How are you handling it physically, emotionally, all that?
I have to start wearing a straw cap, the doctors told me, because they said, hey, pal, you're not 35 years old anymore. Because it got me the other day. That was Gainesville heat the other day. We've been lucky. We haven't had, the players laugh, I call it Gainesville heat. But we've not had that. But the last few days we've had. So much for the ocean breeze or whatever they say.
But you're feeling good?
Good.
You're feeling, yeah? And is
Good,
that
good.
normal? That's normal. That's you only have one way to go, and that's to be you involved with every drill, hands on.
I'm involved.
That's normal. What we're seeing.
What has stood out to you about Devon Hamilton and how that rotation along the interior is coming?
I like to talk to Linder. Linder's a grown man, and to get a feel for the NFL, and he's got a lot of respect for Devon. They go against each other a lot in practice, and I asked him, strengths, weaknesses. We actually, in a staff meeting 2 days ago, I had our D-line coach talk about our offensive linemen in front of the whole staff. I'm curious to get another set of eyes on it because they see each other. Same thing with Warhop, talk about our D-line. So his issue was quick feet, foot acceleration on contact. Power, I can't imagine many more powerful, stronger than he is. But his was all about footwork and acceleration on contact. He's really got better at it.
You rolled out a lot of stars, so to speak, Jimmy Johnson, guys like that. I mean, are these guys responding to that? And does it help that they're a young group?
Yeah, something that I've done is my entire adult life I've spent in human performance, human behavior. I can't get enough studying that and of winners. Great players, to great coaches, to great teams, and I kind of locked in on when Bill Belichick invited me up to New England in '06. They were coming off back-to-back Super Bowls, and I was mesmerized with the way that organization was ran, the leadership within the locker room. And then I also, because of Jimmy's a friend, he became a really good friend at Fox. And I've known Michael Irvin, we became friends, and I just, for the last 6 months, dove into the history of that turnaround, and it's just incredible opportunity to learn. And Michael Irvin came in, and he gave an A-plus talk about the locker room. Jimmy Johnson follows up with use of highlight video, et cetera, and our players couldn't get enough. I had to cut it off. But they were, and I'm grateful, those guys are busy guys to do that for us.
You have a pretty detailed 2-point conversion chart, like when to go for it, when to not. How much do you use Saturday for yourself to kind of work through a game plan, how it goes to the
Well, this is interesting that in college football that, in professional football, I want to say it's 7 out of 10 times you're going to come down to the final drive. In college football, it's not that way at all. So we actually have an analytics team. We have Bevel, and I have 2 guys, that's their own job, is analytics. And we've actually been working at night going through the scenarios. So we do have 2-point charts, but it's a little more complicated. Just go for 2. There's a lot of variables that, quite honestly, I have never been this detailed as we are now, because it just didn't happen very much.
how much have you studied the challenge flag and the probability and statistics behind that, since obviously you didn't know that?
Well, it's a big reason why Bev's going to be upstairs, and he's going to have, strategically located people that help me with that. To say I have the answers for that, I'm going to learn as we go. But I'm going to rely, like I always have. I think most coaches would tell you the chaos on the field, you have to have someone upstairs in that kind of environment that has all the data in front of them, and then plus that video. So
he'll be upstairs. I take it Joe will be downstairs, Shotty.
Joe's downstairs, Shots with me downstairs, and then Bev's upstairs.
Urban, one of the most important things for you this year is actually honestly knowing what you don't know and making sure you've got guys that can help you with that.
Yeah, that's why the staff, that staff, I can't imagine people working harder than we did, and like I usually do, I just take my time, and there's a lot of NFL veteran coaches on our staff. I very well could have hired some college guys for quarterback play, but when you get a young quarterback, you have a rookie head coach. I need some, I can handle the college game pretty good. It's a little different animal here, so and they've been not good, they've been fantastic for me, about practice plans, about, just the reality of when this roster starts to shrink. How do you actually practice with 53 veteran players? So those are all things I don't think college guys, college guys know how to motivate, run an organization, but those kind of intricacies, you need to have people around you, and I do.
Let's take two more, guys.
Can you share with us the core of Jimmy Johnson's message to the team last night? And
Yeah.
you even have a discussion with him beforehand about what he's going to talk about.
Oh yeah, well I talk to Jimmy a lot, and to me it's all about the locker room. Once you get culture inside that locker room, where Vrabel, Bruschi, Tom Brady, I think it was Rodney Harrison. When I first went to visit the Patriots, I was just astonished at how the team was run from that locker room. And the same thing when you study about Michael Irvin, and they tell the story about when they first got there, it was all about Tuesday payday. They didn't care if they won or lost, and they changed that. And they changed it how? By they got a room full of competitors in that locker room, that it's not about the Tuesday payday, it's about winning. And if that fits your job description, it's a good place for you. If it doesn't, you can't stay here. That was the message, and it was pretty profound.
Daryl Bevell told us that he's starting to see Trevor kind of stack a few good days in a row. Are you starting to see that kind of consistency?
Really good days, yeah. He's doing really well.
Taven Bryan's the last guy we haven't seen out here. How close is he?
I think today. He's on the COVID, but I think they had to do what COVID is. You have the COVID, but then 3 days after too. And I think either today, it might be a conditioning one more day, and then tomorrow. So he won't play in the game.
And how far behind is he?
He's not. He's behind some practice, but he's he's in great shape.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,